Welcome everyone. Bonjour, bonjour. Good morning. All right, so we are up for a 45-minute Vinyasa class to get moving, start the week on the right foot, the day on the right foot. So as usual, try to come into Vajrasana. If you can, unless you have knee ankle issues, you can come into an easy cross-legged position. Otherwise, Vajrasana is recommended, especially for today. We'll move into on our knees to start off with. And as usual, good practice is to start with the breath, Kapalbhati, before we get into some movement. So we'll try to get to open up, stretch, move all different parts of the body, shoulders, back, legs, hips, everything to really awaken the body, get ready for the day. As usual, Kapalbhati is very good for cleansing the frontal brain, so prepares you for mental work. So hopefully still working and doing some mental work, cleansing the nasal passages so you can breathe nice and deep throughout your whole practice. And we start activating the core muscles. Very good for the digestive system also. And it really works deeply on the nervous system, balancing, harmonizing the energies, cleansing the nadis, energy pathways. So hopefully that helps you to really feel that a bit more throughout the practice and really get to move everything, clear everything, so you can keep your palms maybe open to the sky or bringing your right hand on top of your left with your pinky against your abdomen. So for Kapalbhati, what we're going to be focusing on is exhaling out the nose. So these are forced, short, sharp exhalations. Don't worry about inhalation, it will happen automatically. So spine is nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. You might even roll your shoulders back a couple of times just to have your shoulders right above your hips. Gaze is slightly forward, neck is long. And what's going to happen is that you're really going to be using your abdomen, so snapping your navel in towards the spine so that you expel the air out the nostrils. We'll go for 3 rounds of 10. So I'll just quickly show you how this works for those who haven't practiced Kapalbhati yet. Spine nice and straight. You take a deep inhale in through the nose. And then as you exhale, you start snapping your abdomen out the nose. So like this, we'll go for 3 rounds of 10. Nice and easy on the first round. So you want to probably skip that if you've had stomach issues or recent operations, heart issues, high blood pressure. Maybe just do normal breathing. Otherwise, if you're fine, go easy on the first round. And maybe if you feel you can go further, you can increase on the second and third round. Let's get in position. Spine is nice and straight. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose. And you start pumping. Exhaling the air out. Keeping your eyes closed. Breathing in, a couple of normal breaths. Just to feel in the body. Notice the sensations, the thought level. And then we go again, second round, maybe a bit stronger if you can. Deep inhale in through the nose. And you get pumping. Exhaling out the nose, Maybe retaining the breath in for a second. No more breath. And then taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Last round. Exhaling out the nose, see if you can retain the breath for 2 seconds. And then just returning to normal breath, still with your eyes closed. We'll open up the practice with one deep Om chant. Exhaling the air out the nostrils, you take a deep inhale in through the nose. Still with your eyes closed. Nice and slow. You can walk your hands onto the floor in front of your knees. See if you can keep your eyes closed so that you keep the focus on your third eye at your forehead. Gently stretching the body. You can open your knees out, finding an easy child's pose. Resting your forehead onto the floor. Stretching your hips back to your heels. So trying to keep contact with your heels. And just stretching your arms forward, nice and easy. Starting to get some stretch into the shoulders. The whole back. Feeling the breath. Feeling that deep connection with the breath. Maybe you can tie your fingers so that you start lifting your shoulders, your armpits, so that you feel a bit more lift onto the side body, side ribs, armpits. Starting to activate into the shoulders, taking a deep inhale to lengthen into the spine. And as you exhale, you can start to walk your hands around to the right, just to get a little side stretch. Try not to lose the contact with your left heel, so keeping that left hip back. Taking a deep inhale into the left rib cage. Softening onto your right rib cage as you exhale. One more breath here. Trying to keep your armpits lifted. And as you inhale, returning back to center. Exhaling out towards the other side. Again, keeping contact with your right hip. Keep reaching back. Breathing deeply in the right side. Softening into the left side, maybe deepening the stretch, but trying to keep it nice and easy. Inhaling back to center. Then slowly, on your next inhale, you can start to walk your hands back. Coming onto your all fours, so you might want to stretch maybe one leg out at a time. Staying onto your toes, just to release any pressure into the hips, knees, or the leg. Paying attention to the alignment of your hands for your cat and cow. So wrists are under the shoulders. You want to spread your fingers nice and wide with your index pointing forward parallel to each other. Knees under your hips, hip width distance apart. And we'll just start with a few cat and cows, working with the breath. As you inhale, you can start to arch into the spine, feeling the stretch into the whole front of the body, maybe even the throat. And as you exhale, you really want to be pressing your knuckles, especially the index knuckle, into the floor so that you can start to round, tucking your tailbone under, reaching your shoulder blades back of the heart right up to the sky, looking at your navel. Inhale, arching into the spine, navel towards the floor. So you're rotating your pelvis forward, feeling that arch into the whole backside, especially the lower back. Exhale, rounding into the spine, so really working with your core here, navel in towards the spine. Inhaling, stretching the abdominal muscles. See if you can start to look up to feel the stretch into the throat, front of the neck. Exhale, rounding. See if you can keep pressing your hands into the floor so that you really separate your shoulder blades. Inhale, one last one. Exhale, returning to center. Now as you inhale, you're going to reach your right arm up. See if you can start to open into the chest. And as you exhale, you thread your right hand under your left armpit. See if you can start reaching out towards the left, dropping your shoulder towards the floor. Inhaling, reach back up. Exhale. We'll go for 3. So just one dynamic movement. Inhaling, reaching back up. Exhale. Now this time, see if you can bring your shoulder all the way down to the floor, maybe even the ear. You can tentai your left fingers, reaching a bit further with your right fingers. See if you can keep your hips right above your knees so that you've got a little arch into the spine as well. Maybe going further, you can extend your left fingertips or left arm forward, still maybe onto your fingertips so that you've got a lift into your left shoulder, and you can start to get a little bit of a twist as well. If you still want to go further, maybe you can inhale your left arm up and place it behind your back, maybe even getting hold of your right thigh. Maybe still going further, just like we did before, you can extend your left leg. You still maybe onto your fingertips so that you can start opening into the chest a little bit more. Maybe still going further, checking out for your balance. You can lift your left leg up, stretch it long, opening into the chest. Slowly you can start to release, unwinding your bind. Left fingertips in front of your face. Inhaling, rising all the way up. Reaching your right arm up. Exhale, you release. Back to center. Inhale, left arm. So we'll take the other side. Couple of dynamic movements to get ready into the pose. Inhaling, reach up. Exhale, you reach towards the right. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can reach a bit further. So we'll get into position. Relaxing your shoulder here. You can tentai your finger. See if you can really start to relax the spine. Extending your right arm. Lengthening into the spine. Maybe you can start to add a little bit more of a twist. Maybe extending the leg. Checking out your balance already. A little bit tricky maybe. See if you can keep rotating your inner thigh inwards. And then nice and slow, we'll release. Reaching your right arm up. Exhale, you release back to center, walking your hands forward. So see if you can keep your hips right above your knees. We'll start moving into Anahata, a bit more of a back bend. So walking your hands forward, you're going to start to release your armpits towards the floor. You can bring your forehead to the floor, and the idea is that you work your chest, armpits towards the floor, keeping your hips right above your knees. So you want to start to find more arching into your backside. Those who are really more flexible can already bring the chin to the floor, maybe bringing the chest to the floor. Couple of breaths here. And then nice and slow, you're going to start to release, walking your hands back. See if you can keep your elbows as low as possible. So you're going to come onto your elbows. Just a little bit closer to your knees. And we're going to try to get some cat and cows on your elbows. So just like we did before, as you inhale, see if you can arch into the spine. So you want to really be rotating your pelvis forward, working your navel towards your knees, towards the floor, looking forward and up. And then as you exhale, see if you can push again your shoulder blades up. Separate your shoulder blades, working your navel in towards the spine, really rounding into the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, you round. So really trying to work with your pelvic floor or hips and navel, abdominals. So stretching the abdominals as much as possible, arching into your spine, rotating that pelvis. Exhale. See if you can work a bit more with your shoulders, so pressing your elbows into the floor, rounding the back, looking at your navel. Couple more like this. Last one. So really connected to your Ujjayi breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then pushing onto your hands, tucking your toes under. Lift your knees and you can find a down dog. A couple of breaths here. Getting into any movement, walking your dog. Maybe gently swaying your hips from one side to the other so that you can start to feel the stretch even more onto the side of the body. Inhaling, right leg up. You start stretching your hips. Nice and slow. As you exhale, you're going to step forward right between your hands, dropping your back knee. Point your toes. And you're going to bring your hands, interlacing your fingers onto your front knee. See if you can push onto your hands, your front knee, so that you bring your shoulders back. And see if you can tuck your tailbone under. So you might want to press onto your front foot, slightly come up and back. So really tucking the tailbone under so you activate into your core, pushing your shoulders back. Spine is nice and long, neck is long. Trying to keep that. You can start to rebend into your front knee, reaching your hips a bit further down. Nice and slow, we're going to release. Hands onto the floor. You can just step back your right knee for an easy vinyasa. Nice and slow. As you exhale, you're going to bend into your elbows, lowering your chest down. See if you can find that arch that we had before, releasing all the way down onto your abdomen. You point your toes. Inhale. Use your back muscles to lift your heart. Keep your elbows pointing back, nice and close to the body. Mindfully you release, rolling your spine down, tucking your toes under, stretching back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, your down dog. Lengthening from your fingers all the way to your hips. Relax into your neck, maybe a little yes and no. Maybe still a little bit of movement before we get into the other side. Taking a deep inhale. You lift your left leg up. Nice and slow, control movement as you exhale, knee to chest, stepping forward right between your hands. Drop your back knee. Again, we're coming to interlace your fingers. Maybe you can switch the interlacing of your fingers. Start to really push so that you lengthen into the spine, and then lifting your hips slightly so that you can tuck your tailbone under, activating the core muscles. And then nice and slow, you can start to rebend into your front knee without losing the squaring of the hips, the length into the spine. Couple of deep breaths here. So you start feeling the stretch into your hip flexors, hamstring. And then slowly as you exhale, you release, and you can start to build up on your vinyasa. If you want, tucking your right toes, moving into chaturanga. If you still want to bring your knees down as you exhale, that's fine. Arching into the lower back, chest, forehead to the floor, releasing all the way down. Point your toes as you inhale. Reach up. Using your back muscles, maybe you can start to move into your full Bhujangasana, straightening your arms, relax into the shoulders, look up, lower back is nice and relaxed. Slowly releasing, tuck your toes, stretch back, down dog. Inhaling, right leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips so we get a little bit more into the hips, opening a little bit more. Nice and slow, control movement, exhaling, knee to chest, stepping forward right between your hands, staying onto your fingertips, and you can reach forward with your heart. Keep squaring the hips as much as possible, so back leg is nice and energized, dropping the hips down as much as possible, reaching your heart forward. Rolling your shoulders back, so shoulders away from the ears as you exhale. Looking forward, stepping all the way forward. Inhaling, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift, bending into the knees as much as needed. As you exhale, you fold forward, forehead towards your shins. Inhaling, reaching all the way up, palms together. And as you exhale, you can bring your hands behind your back to interlace your fingers. Pressing your palms together. As you inhale, you roll your shoulders back. Start to open into the chest, maybe even looking up. Soft bend into your knees as you exhale, folding forward. Keep pressing your palms together so you work your thumbs away from your sacrum, letting your shoulders roll forward. Maybe you can get into a movement from side to side to help the shoulders roll forward and release. Head is relaxed. Nice and slow. Releasing, hands onto the floor. Inhale, flat back, lengthening into the spine, bending into the knees as much as needed. As you exhale, you fold. Stepping all the way back. Moving through Vinyasa. So if you want to build up onto your Vinyasa, you can lower all the way down in one piece, or you can keep bringing your knees down. Inhaling for Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, stretching back. Down dog. Inhaling, left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips. So feeling the stretch into the right hamstring, opening into the hip. Slow control movement on your exhale, knee to chest, stepping right between your hands, come onto your fingertips. Again, lengthen from your back heel all the way to the heart forward, dropping your hips, but keep squeezing your inner thighs together so you keep it together. Squaring the hips. Exhale, coming forward, back to your top of the mat, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, palms together. Exhale, switching the interlacing of your fingers behind your back. See if you can go maybe a little bit deeper as you inhale, opening into the chest a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of a back arch, looking up. Exhale, soft bend into your knees, folding forward. So notice if you can let your shoulders roll forward a little bit more. Trying to keep pressing the palms together, arms are straight as much as possible. Couple of deep breaths here. And then gently releasing, hands onto the floor. Inhale, lengthen into the spine. Exhale, you fold. Walking all the way back. Going through a Vinyasa. So again, Vinyasa of your choice. If you want to keep bringing your knees down, that's fine. Cobra, up dog, look up. Exhale, reach back, down dog. Inhaling, right leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips. So see if you can keep your left knee in contact with the floor. Shoulders are nice and squared as much as possible. And see if you can start to extend your right leg, but still reaching out to the left, feeling even more stretch onto the right side of the body. Nice and slow as you exhale, rebending into your knee to chest. See if you can come forward into a plank position, knee towards your chest, rounding into the spine. Keep squeezing, so we're holding there for a couple of breaths. And then slowly you can step forward, coming onto your fingertips, staying high onto the ball of your back foot, and you can start to work towards straightening your front leg. So if it doesn't straighten, that's fine. You can keep a soft bend into your knees or your front knee. Keeping your hips nice and squared as much as possible. So you want to draw that right hip back, left hip forward. And again, heart forward. Spine is nice and straight. And then slowly releasing, rebend into your front knee. Stepping forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Palms together. Now as you exhale, you're going to open your arms out in a cactus position, elbows out to the side. Again, see if you can get a slight arch into the back, broadening into the collarbone, looking up. And as you exhale, folding forward, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold, planting your hands. You can walk back or jump back if it's within your practice, lowering all the way down for your Vinyasa. Inhale, look up. Exhale, stretch back, down dog. We get into the left side, inhaling, lift up to the sky. You start opening, bending into your knee. Again, see if you can keep planting your right heel into the floor, hips nice and up. And working towards straightening that leg, still reaching towards the right, so you should be feeling more opening into your hip, side ribs, onto the left side. Nice and slow as you exhale. Rebend into your knee to chest, coming forward over your wrists, so really rounding into the back, just like we did into cat and cows before. Squeezing your core, and then you step forward right between your hands. Coming onto your fingertips, and you work towards your Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose, working towards straightening the leg, but keeping the hips nice and squared as much as possible. Spine is nice and flat, so you want to be thinking of reaching your heart forward. Couple of breaths here, feeling that party happening into the back of your left hamstring. If you're not feeling that party happening, that means your hips are probably not quite squared. Your back is rounding. So when you round the back, you start to lose it. So here you really want to even more think of your cow, where you bring your lower ribs towards your hips and then slowly releasing as you exhale, bending into your knee, stepping forward. Inhale, flat back. Lengthening into the spine, the legs. Exhale, you fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Palms together. And then bringing your hands back down to your heart. Just closing your eyes for a moment. Just notice what you feel. And then we'll go again. Adding on to it, bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up. Shoulders are nice and relaxed as you exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Planting your hands, you can walk back or jump back, going through the Vinyasa of your choice, nice and strong. Inhale, rolling your eyes upwards towards your third eye. Exhale, reach back, down dog. Inhaling, right leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips if you can extend your leg. Maybe keeping your legs straight. Reach up, rebend into your front knee to chest, coming forward, stepping between your hands, drop your back knee, point your toes, inhale your arms up. See if you can keep activating like we did before into your core muscles. And then as you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back, lower back. And as you start opening, arching back, see if you can reach your knuckles towards your back knee, dropping your hips down, relaxing into your lower back. Look up. Nice and slow, coming back to center as you exhale, planting your hands, tucking your back toes under, lifting up for pyramid, just one breath. The exhale, stepping forward, rebend into your front knee, lengthening into the spine, halfway lift. As you exhale, you fold, bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up. See if you can keep sinking your hips down, maybe opening your arms out into a cactus. Still smiling, yes, nice and slow. As you exhale, you release. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back, jump back, going through Vinyasa of your choice. One breath, one movement. Exhale, stretch back, down dog, inhaling, left leg up. Same as before, opening out, straightening the leg. Come back to center, straight leg, rebend into your knee, coming forward. Stepping between your hands. Low lunge, reaching your arms up. Again, see if you can switch the interlacing of fingers behind your back. Press your palms together, opening into the chest, arching back. See if you can lean back and reach your knuckles down as much as possible. Slowly releasing. Hands onto the floor, tuck your back toes. Just one quick pyramid pose. And then coming forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up. As you exhale, you bring your hands in prayer position and you're going to twist out to the right. See if you can keep your knees parallel to the front edge of the mat. So you want to be thinking of pushing your left hip back, lengthening the crown of the head, relaxing into the shoulders. Twist a little bit more, one more breath, looking up. Nice and slow as you inhale, returning to center. Reach up, other side as you exhale, hands in prayer position. Keep pressing your palms together so your forearms should be vertical as much as possible. Crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone back. One more breath. As you inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk back, jump back. Vinyasa. Exhale, reaching back. Inhaling, right leg up. Stretch it nice and long. Exhale to your nose, stepping forward, rising up into a high lunge this time. Spin your back heel down, finding warrior one. Keep bending into your front knee. See if you can keep squaring your hips, squaring your shoulders. Again, nice and slow. I'm going to bring the hands interlacing behind the back. Maybe getting a little arch. Keep pressing your back arch or the backside of the foot, of the back foot into the earth so that you energize into your back leg, drawing your right hip back, opening into the chest. See if you can keep your arms nice and straight. And as you exhale, humble warrior, coming onto the inside of your right leg, reaching your arms up. One breath. And then nice and slow as you exhale, you release. Hands onto the floor, dropping your back knee. Point your toes. Inhale, reach up. Arms up, opening your arms out into cactus position. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Maybe even hooking your left elbow outside of your right knee. You can either stay there, or if you want to go further, pressing your palms together. Again, shoulders away from the ears. See if you can lengthen into the spine. Maybe still going further, you can tuck your back toes under, lifting your back leg up, lengthening into the spine, maybe deepening into the twist. See if you can keep dropping your hips down. Again, you lengthen from your back heel all the way to the crown of the head. One more deep breath. And then nice and slow, releasing hands onto the floor as you exhale, stepping forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold. Bending into your knees, Utkatasana, reaching your arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer position, and we twist to the right again. Staying there for maybe 2 more breaths. So keep squeezing your inner thighs together, knees together. Lengthen, see if you can look up to the sky, twisting maybe a little bit deeper, feeling the wrenching into your abdominal muscles. Inhaling back to center, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer, twisting to the left. Again, see if you can lift. So you want to be feeling that lift into your right ribs. Right ribs are working towards the left. Couple of deep breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, you fold, planting your hands, walking back, jumping back. Vinyasa. Nice and strong, stretch back, down dog. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, stepping forward, rise up, high lunge, nice and strong, find stability into your legs. Spin your back heel down. Again, switching the interlacing of your fingers. Press your palms. See if you can keep bending into your front knee, arching into your spine, so you work your knuckles towards your back knee as much as possible, puffing into your chest. Keep the back leg nice and energized. As you exhale, you fold forward. Forehead towards the floor. Again, you keep pressing the outside edge of your back foot all the way up to your tailbone. Relaxing into the shoulders. Nice and slow, you release. Hands, back knee onto the floor. Coming into a low lunge. Opening out into cactus. Twisting to the left. Hooking your right elbow. So again, you might say just there, or if you want to go further, you can bring your palms together. Right, left elbow right up to the sky. You press your palms together and you can start to twist a little bit deeper. Again, you want to be relaxing into your shoulders, so shoulders away from the ears, lengthening into the spine. Maybe going further, tuck your back toes, lift up. And you keep smiling, very good. Deepening into the twist. So see if you can keep twisting from your navel, lower ribs, lifting that left lower rib right up to the sky, twisting, looking up. Nice and slow, you release. Bringing your hands to the floor, stepping forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, realigning the spine. Exhale, softening. Soft bend into your knees, and you can get hold of your elbows, bending into the knees as much as needed. So you start relaxing into the back, maybe swaying gently from one side to the other. And then slowly releasing hands onto the floor. You can step all the way back to your down dog. Taking a few breaths into your down dog, feeling that stretch. Just notice the difference from your first down dog. You must be a bit more open, warmed up, still feeling the breath. Inhaling, right leg up, nice and slow. We're going to step right between the hands, dropping the back knee. You can point the toes and see if you can drop your hips down as much as possible. Planting your left hand into the floor. As you inhale, you reach your right arm up. So see if you can find again that twist that we had before. Shoulders are relaxed. And you can exhale, reaching towards the back. Opening into the chest, maybe slight arch into the back. Maybe you can get hold of your back foot, bringing your heel towards your buttocks. Maybe you can go further, elbow onto the floor, opening into the right hip. Again, see if you can get a slight arch into your back. Slowly you can start to release your back foot nice and slow so you don't slingshot your foot. And you can bring either elbows or hands onto the inside of your right foot. You can even come onto the outside blade of your right foot, opening your knee out a little bit more for your lizard pose, either on your hands or on your elbows. If you still want a little bit more, you can tuck your back toes under, lifting your back knee, and see if you can drop your hips down even more. See if you can still feel some lengthening into the spine, so heart forward. Nice and slow, we're gonna release. Coming back onto your hands, framing your front foot, finding your down dog, stepping back. Maybe you can gently sway your hips from one side to the other, releasing any tension into the hips, bending one knee after the other, and we'll take the other side, inhaling left leg up, stepping all the way forward between your hands, drop your back knee, point your toes, inhaling, lift up, and as you exhale, reach back, again relaxing into the shoulders, maybe slight arch into the back, see if you can keep opening across the chest, so lean back with your top shoulder, maybe you can get hold of your foot, maybe you can even go a bit further, coming onto your elbow, nice deep quad stretch. This is a bit tough sometimes, but so good, especially when you release. Again, maybe you can already open your knee, taking one more deep breath. Very slowly, you don't want to slingshot your foot, you release. Coming onto the inside of your left foot, elbows, hands, whatever goes for you. See if you can open into that hip a bit more. Again, maybe going further, you can energize that back leg, lift up, keep lengthening into the spine, dropping your hips. So the more you drop your pelvic floor down, the more stretch you're going to get into your hip. And then nice and slow, you can release. Framing your front foot. Stretching back into your down dog. That should feel good. Maybe a couple of movements. Maybe sort of circles with your hips or anything that goes. Walking your dog. And then bringing your knees forward, walking, crossing your legs so that you can come onto your back. Releasing nice and slow, rolling your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. And you can bend into your knees, bringing your right foot on top of your left knee, flexing your toes. Just an easy thread the needle. You can thread your right arm through your leg, interlacing your fingers behind your knee, front of the shin. Keep flexing your right toe so that you protect your knee, and you're working your right knee away from your chest as you start bringing your left knee towards your chest. Neck is nice and long, so you can help with your right elbow to push that right knee out. And then slowly releasing your left foot onto the floor, keeping a number 4 shape with your right foot. Extending your arms in cactus position. You can exhaling your right foot onto the floor. Nice and slow. We're going to come back to center. And then take the other side. Flexing your left foot. Again, choose your option to interlace your fingers. See if you can keep your shoulders relaxed. Neck is nice and long. Again, you work your right knee towards your chest, left knee away from your chest. Right foot to the floor, you release, arms in cactus position. Exhaling, sole of the left foot towards the floor, maybe even flat. And then slowly coming back to center. And you can reach your legs, arms all the way up. And you can give it a bit of a shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then you release. Shavāsana. Finally, long-awaited Shavāsana. Relaxing completely. So if you're at home, nice and relaxed, and you want to go for a longer Shavāsana, you can maybe switch off the video and just go on for 5-10 minutes. Otherwise, just a few minutes of relaxation. Closing your eyes, relaxing completely, palms open to the sky. You just let go of the breath, let go of any tension. Just complete relaxation, just softening onto the mat. Just taking a moment to feel the openness of the body, the energy flowing throughout your entire body. So if you're not staying longer in your Shavasana, you can gently start to draw the awareness back into the body, deepening the breath, getting some movement into your extremities, toes, fingers, ankles, wrists. Maybe stretching your arms overhead as you inhale, stretching the body nice and long. And then as you exhale, you can roll over onto your left side, taking a few breaths in a fetal position, letting the body and the mind completely reconnect. And when you feel ready, still with your eyes closed, you can press your hands into the floor, coming to a comfortable sit with your palms together in front of your heart. Just noticing how you feel after the practice, energized yet relaxed, open in the body and the mind, supple yet strong. honoring the practice, our teachers, past, present, and future. We bring the tip of the thumbs to the third eye to bear on gratitude to the divine light that surrounds us and resides within each one of us. Hari Om Tat Sat. Peace, love and light. Gently blinking your eyes when you feel ready. That's it for today. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.